Hello YouTube, this is Isaiah Smith, showing you all my Dytron deck profile for this ban list for this month, and I'm gonna show you a piece key and maybe a combo tutorial video. Maybe I'm showing you how to use the Chaos Max because a lot of people don't usually use it that much, but I'm going to show you a key piece of the combo of Chaos Max, and I'll show you what I mean. Three Dytron Alpha adds your ritual monsters. 3 Dytron Zeta adds your ritual spells. 3 Dytron Gamma, monster born to your Dytrons, so in case if it gets ashed or drolled, you don't have to worry about it. And then 2 Dytron Delta, this is the worst name, one of them at least. And then the 1 Dytron Meteor Strigonids. It's an OTK beater, plus I can like pop like 2 cards on the field and send them. So more for the Dytron names. We have 2 Meteor Dytrons in case if one gets banished. I noticed that my friend banished one of them, so I had an extra one in the hand. That was a good thing I had this, so keep that in mind. Plus, you can target a Dytron and reduce it by 2,000, or no, reduce it by 1,000, then add it from your graveyard to your hand. So you keep recycling it, but it's only once per turn for the graveyard, but you can keep recycling from the ritual summon. So 3 copies of Dytron Nova. This allows you to special summon a Dytron from your deck. And then 2 copies of Dytron Fafnir. It just changes the level of your opponent's monster if you control a Dytron, and ritual spells can't be negated. Plus, like, you can add 1 spell or trap card Dytron. And you can basically try to add Nova to this to special summon Alpha, and I'll give more in depth of the Chaos Max. So more names. 3 Cyber Emergency. This allows you to add your Dytron names from your deck to your hand. It's pretty dang spicy at the moment. Plus, if it gets negated, you can discard 1 and add this. So 3 cards that I added in my deck. Jack in the hand. You can reveal 3 Dytron names and pretty much add 1 of them. Your opponent adds 1 of them, and then you shuffle 1 back in your deck. But it's not going to probably matter because we're probably going to add Gamma, and they're probably going to add Alpha, so and so. And then the last name of Dytrons, that doesn't count as a name, but it is Foolish Burial. You can send any monster from your deck to the grave, so it's good for Dytrons and other things. That's it for the Dytron names. On with the fairies. Three triple Cyber Angel Benton. My bad. Yeah, sorry about that. Tribute it by a Dytron and then add a light fairy. So you could add like orange light or like Choju. And yeah, you could do other things like that. So one Cyber Angel Natasha steals games, plus you gain life, and you can't attack. Your opponent can't attack any other monsters, except, well, no ritual monsters, except other monsters. So, and then the one Herald of Perfection and one Dawn of Herald. This is good for a one card that lets you add something. But what it does is, like, you can just discard one fairy type monster, negate and destroy it, which is good for hand traps in case you get hand trapped. 2 orange light, since the post ban list just came up. They finally put that card back to 2. 1 Choju of the Trillion Hands lets you add your Dawn and Perfection or any ritual spell and monster. So, like, orange and Perfection alone help you with hand traps. And yeah. Then we got Artifact Lancia. You can just use this against branded, and you can basically banish by tributing itself, and then your opponent, neither player can banish cards, so it doesn't really matter. And then the last fairy that I have is Diviner of the Herald. So it's just like, it's good for, like, if you have a fairy from your deck or extra deck, send it to the grave, becomes that level. But yeah. Oh, and then keep in mind that never mind. Moving on. The Chaos Max, the big boss, big boy, slash, what's it called? Give me a minute. The big thumbnail, so. And then moving on to the last spells. 1 instant fusion, in case if you want to fusion summon a monster. And then 1 call by to, like, negate hand traps. Moving on to the extra deck. So this is why I told you about instant fusion. This stops, like, hand traps, so that's why this is useful. I didn't have the other diviner target because I didn't need it. 1 fusion is good enough for this deck. So, and then the other diviner target is Herald of the Arclight, which you just basically add or search. But you would want to summon diviner first if you wanted to search, besides people drawing you or ashing you. And maybe you could use your Dytron stuff. Double copies of Mu Beta. So Mu Beta just sends Dytrons from your deck to your grave. And then it's a spell and trap negate, depending on if you have a ritual machine. And then this can use the materials as ritual materials. So that's what happens. 1 Fucho. People do not want to cuss at this name because this is something that you shouldn't be joking around with. Fucho is a better name than that. It can't be affected, plus, like, I could just detach to, can't be destroyed by battle, and I take no battle damage, so and 1 downer because of Fucho or Mubeta, 1 Beatrice, detach 1 material, and then pretty much send a card from your deck to the grave, which is probably pretty useful depending on your graveyard effects. So, and then the last 2 for the Xyz, double copies of Zeus. This just wipes out your opponent's entire field. Nothing new by detaching 2, so moving on. 1 Link Karibo. In case if your opponent attacks you and you don't have any options, you can link this off and attribute it. So 2 Dynamondos. So this is good for Chaos Max. And so basically for Chaos Max, if you really want to do this, it would target something and then shuffle a ritual monster from the graveyard and then shuffle them both to the deck. But we're not going to use the effect. We're going to use this effect during your opponent's turn, tribute it off, to summon the Chaos Max. To do that, we need to add, or search Alpha most likely. So we need to search off Alpha or something similar. And then if we can't search it, we might as well have at least 1 or 2 options, maybe 3. But otherwise, we tribute Dynamonda to summon the Chaos Max. 1 Herald of Mirage. This can negate any spell or trap, depending on if you send that many fairies. Plus, if it gets destroyed, you can add a ritual spell and slash a ritual monster. Add them both up to that many, 1 or 2. So that's when it gets destroyed. So you can add the Chaos Max if you want to. War Sword is just kind of like an OTK pretty much. So, and then the last card I have in my extra deck is World Goddess. So World Goddess, you can just link it off with your opponents plus all 4 monsters that you control. It's unaffected by effects except when it's targeted. And when it's link summoned is when all your opponent's monsters are negated. So that's pretty powerful. And I hope this deck profile helped you. I'm going to show you guys my tutorial / combo video. I hope you guys take care. So, see ya.